Oke ya.
Ya.
Oke kali dia.
Ya.
Kayaknya iya ya. Oke.
Halo, welcome everyone.
Halo.
Hai, halo Kak Andreas.
Halo.
Halo Kak Puri.
Hogan.
Halo, senang dengar banyak suara-suara yang familiar. Kayak lagi nge-host radio nih, ada suaranya nggak ada mukanya.
Aku boleh share satu video ya.
Silakan.
Kedengeran nggak?
Kedengeran.
Sambil menanti ya, Kak Puri udah datang nih. Selamat pagi, teman-teman. Saat ini sudah 24 ya, 24 orang. Welcome. Let me check. Kak Andreas ya, you have already arrived in the class, Kak Andreas. Kak Intan. Hello. Where's the students in the class? I'm checking. Where are you? How is it last night? How is it? How is your session last night? Ini ceritanya kita hari ini bahasa Inggris ya.
Perhaps they still making their coffee kali dia.
Oh yeah, maybe yeah. Okay. So welcome. Kapuri, you're in the class. See, Kapuri is already in the class. We are ahead of time. The bell is going to ring in a few seconds. So welcome everybody. We are from all over the places. Indonesia, I guess this is a great weekend. We will be also having a special masters from Australia today, as we promised. Aduh, ini we're going to talk about in English. Yeah, I think I need to prepare some water. So I guess I would like to invite everybody who's already been in the class to type the name of to type your name, especially the observer. Could you type your locations at the end of your name? Let's check where they coming from. At the end of the name. Nobody is typing. Oh, nobody is typing. We don't know. Where are they from? Kak Puri, would you like to check where is coming from everybody? But I think
we have Bandung.
Bandung.
Hai Bandung, apa kabar? Damang Sadayana. Mulai keluar. Endro di Jogja. Wow. ada Jaksel, Kapuas, Kalteng. Apa kabar di Kalimantan? Alhamdulillah damang saya, Sadayana. Ini hari ini katanya ngobrol bahasa Inggris, kenapa jadi nyunda? Bogor.
Kalau kata orang Jawa mah, aku loh boten understand gitu. Kan kita bilang, aku loh boten understand. Oke. Kayaknya ada dari Kapuas loh. Kata Iba ini dari Kapuas loh. Sebentar, saya mau cek dulu nih teman-teman yang di kelas nih. Siswa hari ini, Kak Intan, absen-absen dong. Kak Andreas. Duh, aku dicuekin nih ketua kelas. Jadi udah the group who's committed to have their learning journey with us already in the class is Kak Intan, Kak Andreas, and who else? Yeah, I think just two of them. The name is active at the beginning, so just to see everybody here. Right. So shall we start? It's is it 1 minute to 10:30 in the other part of the world? Oh no, probably not for Kristen, yeah. Okay. So welcome to Master Class Fasilitasi or Facilitations 2020 that have ever been exist in Indonesia to invite 7 Indonesian professional facilitator and 1 Australian facilitator to really those who are having a very big heart for us to share their time, their energy, their experience, their story. It's a personal, very personal one that is going to be shared with us ever in our lifetime. So don't miss it. We will be in the class until 12 today, and it's going to be rewarding and enriching our learning journey. So it's living the facilitations. The logogram, if you've seen, is the cycle of facilitations. As you probably, some of you have already been in the previous classes. I just want to share with you, those who just joined today, that we are in the last part of the cycle of living the facilitations. It is the living the facilitation, the journey for us as facilitator. How are we going to grow ourselves as facilitator? So today, the agenda will be, we have already introduced ourselves, that we have active participant that is going to be interacting with all the masters and also the hosts. And we will talk about the rules later. These are the active participants. We are 11 of us. Registered in this program is 177. Welcome everybody, all the observers. So it's 166 if they are joining today all. And we are very delighted. We are very happy to have Kak Meiliana. I have to call her. Is she in the room? Kak Meiliana, are you there?
Yes, Kalidia. Hi.
I know you're from Bandung. I know. I thought you
Yes.
typed the chat, right? So Kak Meiliana is the head of learning of one of the international bank in Indonesia. She's the professional internal facilitator for that institutions. And I have to check Kak Christine Hogan. Kak Christine, are you there?
Pakai Kak.
Hi, Kalidia. Hi.
Kalidia.
I'm here.
Yeah, nice. So
Hello,
beautiful.
everyone.
Everyone, we are very happy. It's a lovely day. We have Kak Kristen from Perth, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yes. Kak Kristen has ever had enjoy your traveling in Bali, right? So I just call Kak Kristen. So Kak Kristen is a facilitator, educator, development consultant, and the writer of 6 books on facilitations. And of course, we have met Kak Puri. Kak Puri, say hey again to everybody. Right, Kak Puri.
Hai.
That's nice. Kapuri is going to be the host for today. She's the founder of Sinikini and has over 15 years in facilitations, the process of learning, of adult learning, and also in the social development. So, again, let me see. This is the mouse is very naughty. Before I say something, the mouse is running. So this is about facilitator network. First foremost is all of us from the volunteers. I have to call Kasemi. Kasemi is going to the note taker to be the note taker today. Can you say hello, Kasemi? Show your face.
Okay, hello everyone.
Yeah, Kasemi. Mas Endro is going to be our YouTube guy. Okay. So Kanina is going to be the Zoom operator. So
Hello.
yes, technical chat and everything is in the Kanina hands, and I'm going to be the technical facilitator. And we also have the graphic recorder, Aina and Putra. Are they in the room?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. And we're going to have the scriber, Kak Indra. Kak Indra, right? Kapuri?
Yeah, Indra Zaka, Mas Zaka. Mas Zaka, hello.
Zaka, yeah? Hi. So the scriber, I will show their picture at the end of the sessions so that everyone will get to know in one slide. But we are the volunteer from Facilitator Network. We are coming from different background. We always have sessions every day to chit chat in the Cafe FN 6 to 9 p.m. And we also have every Wednesday sessions every week from 7 to 9. We talk, we discuss, we learn, we share, and we collaborate. We grow together. We have already created 12 collective knowledge, such as methods, tools, and everything. And we are connected in total for 128. We are inclusive. We are embrace everybody. So we also have a community fund, community donations, 8.5 million rupiah until today. Before we are having, we will have more from this masterclass, and we will update it at the end of the month. And this fund is for us to do some program in facilitator network as volunteer. We will call an idea from all of you. Okay, so this is the schedule, as I said. It's talking with professionals, ngobrol, fasilitasi, and then we have class and we have practice, and we talk and hang out in the class in the cafe to talk about many things. But we are very productive because we always have collective knowledge as the outcome of our ngumpul facilitator. So let me see. Today is leaving the facilitations, as we have already shared earlier. And probably some of you just joined, the observer will be mute all the sessions, along the sessions. But in once in a while, we will ask you to open the video for a certain purpose if you permits us to take pictures. For the active participant, we will unmute, and this is the time for everyone to have dialogue with the masters and the host, as I said. And today, I just want to remind all of you that you have to prepare a paper and pen, take note, and then also to clear your space. At the end, we will have celebrations to have a movement. So make a space behind your chair or around your chair wherever you're sitting, because we are going to move. I guess that's all from my end on behalf of the Facilitator Network volunteers as a team, and I will hand it over to Kak Puri as the host for today. Kak Puri, over to you.
Thank you, Khalid. Hi, everyone. Selamat pagi. Good morning to everyone. Very happy to be here. Thank you, Facilitator Network, for this great initiative. This whole week has been a really long stretch, and especially also it from your side, almost every day, since Tuesday, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You host great sessions every night, and today is the I don't want to say the last, but maybe the session 4 of this series. So I hope it will continue on to next initiatives. So thank you, and very happy that we have 39 people in the room now, and perhaps more in on Facebook as well. Oh, sorry, YouTube. Sorry. And today we have Christine Hogan from Perth, Australia, and Mbak May is still in Bandung, and we will have largely communicating in English. But if any thing needs clarification, please use the chat box and type in ini maksudnya apa sih gitu. Tunggu. Just nudge me or unmute yourself and just raise your hand and ask questions. So we're not gonna have a more structured, but we'll have this like a Saturday morning brunch. Sarapan sambil sarapan bubur gitu ya, sambil ngopi-ngopi. So very lovely to have your chat here, the names and where you are. But perhaps I'd like to also start off and asking questions to Mbak May and Chris, and every one of you can participate in the chat box. Can you please name one person who inspires you the most, that inspires you to have this kind of life, living the facilitation? Oh, Christine is picking up something very important there, I guess.
Phone. Sorry.
Oh, no. Okay. So keep that in mind. Do you have the answer already?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
My dad was my inspiration in London. He was an innovator in education, particularly in primary schools. So as a child, he would bring home various pieces of equipment and games and educational materials to try out on me. So I also enjoyed his stories around the dinner table about the students and about the things that were happening. He was teaching in an inner city school in London, and at one stage he was president of the National Union of Teachers. So he is very, very strong in my heart, and his messages still come through to me when I am in trouble or need help.
Thank you. That's really profound. Mbak May?
Yeah, for me, it will be Fiona Shanusi. So she's the master facilitation from where I'm working right now, and she comes to Indonesia. So she's through her that I know facilitation. I owe it to her. Yeah, this was amazing.
Thank you. So on that note, Mbak May, if you'd like to continue with your story, because you mentioned that that's how you get to know facilitation. So perhaps you'd like to start off the story. Go ahead. The next 15 minutes, the floor is yours. We'll be here listening. And to everyone, the participants, active or just observers, please take notes and reflect back to your own experience. We'll have a more engaging experience later on. So thank you, Mbak May.
Yes, thank you, Puri. Right, so let me start the story. Yeah, starting from Fiona, then I know about facilitation. Before that, I am the trainer, focus on myself, right? And starting from Fiona, then I know about facilitation, and I fall in love directly. So I learned and I practiced, and then the story really started in 2014. It's my people leader who believed in me, and he said, you go and check the CPF exam in Singapore. And I was like, what? I don't think I'm there at that level. But then he insists, you are. So he believed in me, and that's one of the important thing. It's just blessing if somebody believe in us, right? So in 2014, then I get my IAF certified professional facilitator. And starting from there, I met the first time ever as well. I joined the IAF Asia Conference. And there I found a lot of people that inspiring me about facilitation. So especially the assessor, because they are amazing, because they are really, they have great talent, they have a lot of knowledge, expertise, and yet they're really humble. And they have this spirit of giving. So I think that's what inspired me. So I said, I want to become like them later in the next few years, right? So the story is starting from there. And I already prepared some slides. So if Kak Lydia can help to share as well with the participant. So 2014, after joining that conference, I love conference. 2015, I missed the conference, but 2016, I again joined the conference. I think it's on the, sorry, I forgot. Kak Lydia, do you have the slide?
Yes, one
Yeah,
one
sorry.
moment, please.
2016, I was in Taiwan, in Hualien. Yeah. So I would like to share with you. This is one of my assessor. Yeah, her name is Laura Su. There you go. So she's also the one who inspired me about facilitation. So with Laura, I joined her session in 2016 in Hualien, and I just love one day. Her session is amazing. She really facilitates throughout the session. So 2017, I also joined another conference. Yeah, you can go to the next slide. So I think 2017 it will be in Korea, if not mistaken. Yeah, and I in one of the session with Tim Hammonds, so talking about graphic facilitation, and I noticed some of you are graphic recorders, so that's great. So during his session, he asked every one of us to share a method. So the method that I share is on the bottom right hand side is about rose tone bath, which I thought everybody already know, but then it's really amazing because at that point, people asking me, what is that? What is that? So there's an aha moment. I noted that, hey, something that I already know and perhaps I take it for granted about that knowledge, that skill, there's people out there who do not know. And actually, I can share it with them. I can be a blessing to them, right? So starting from there, I met Laura for lunch. Yeah, Laura Su, my CPF assessor, and I asked her, Laura, can you give me some tips? Because I really want to share and want to become the speaker in the next conference. And when she shared what are the things that I need to prepare, etc. So at that moment, I don't know, suddenly there's a feeling like, May, you know what? You have something that you can share. Actually, why you're not appreciating yourself enough. You see others like higher than you, others like more experienced than you, but then you know what? You have to believe in yourself. So at that moment, I cried. And Laura was like, oh, what happened? Is it something that I say? I said, no, it's just that realization, that aha moment. And actually, I need to appreciate myself better. And once I believe in myself and go for it, right? Everything is possible for those who believe. So I prepare myself for it. So the next slide, 2018, praise the Lord, my proposal got accepted. So I become the speaker in IAF Asia Conference in Osaka, Japan. And I also challenge myself, yeah. So I choose this topic, how might we deliver an unforgettable customer journey for our clients? And the reason I challenge myself, if the topic is like this, of course, I need to role modeling, right? I need to be able to also give unforgettable customer journey for my client, the participants. So this was a lot preparation, definitely, but so much fun. So I prepare everything. And as you can see in this picture, so they are talking and then they co-creating their journey and then they sharing with another group, in the small groups. So on the next slide. So at the end, I'm really grateful because every participant says that they really learn a lot, even though it's only 3 hours, but they really learn a lot. And as you can see behind me, there is Laura. My client assessor, she attended my session. It was just very humbling, and I'm so grateful for that. And after the session, I asked for her feedback. And I remember what she said. May, you are amazing. You have changed, you have grown so much. So whatever you did throughout this 1 year, you continue doing that. That's her message. And I was like, thank you. And it's like, and she said, you even can create 1 day session for this, you know. So I think that's also another part that we need as a person to have our journey continue, right? We have to get that person who believe in us, who support us, who give us feedback, positive feedback, constructive feedback, and just really be honest about us, right? And give a feedback. So, and if you can click enter, I would also to acknowledge one person, which is Monica. So in the past conference, I only come by myself, right? But this time, Monica come with me. So she really support me on this journey. Yeah. Okay, continue. And 2019, the stories continue. Again, praise the Lord. I got us, and this time, Sekar and I, both of us had become the speaker for this conference. And some of you, of course, know Sekar in the last session. I think she's the moderator, right? So it's amazing, both of us going through this journey. And I would like to also appreciate and acknowledge all the people in this picture. You have Mbak Lydia, you have Andrew, Retno, Sekar, Ucap Sahala, Monica, Mbak Tri, and Rudy. So 9 of us come from to Cal from Indonesia, and we have a lot of things that we learn and also making connection. And continue. And I just want to highlight on what I learned from the session, how I have grown as well. So in 2018, the session went well. Everything was according to what I have planned, and I'm happy. But in 2019, something was different. So during in the middle of the session, when we asked participants to do their activity, so Sekar and I, we can see that, you know what, if see the group dynamics, I think we have to change the flow of the session. So instead of doing this, I think we need to do this. So both of us can see that, and we just change at the moment, and turn out, and that's a good decision. So there's another aha moment about how I've grown again. So in this session, I can see this something need to be changed, and we change it, and it's successful, right? So it's another step that just feel grateful about that growth as well. And I think the journeys continue. So 2020, if you click another one, yeah. So 2020 we have IAF Global Conference, and I'm grateful my proposal got accepted. But unfortunately, it's because of the COVID, yeah, we need to postpone. But then guys, in the next slide, I just want to highlight that pray and give thanks always, believe in yourself, and find your support system. I think these three can really help us in whatever journey we are in right now. And when you find this, then I believe the sky is the limit. Another message, another click is another message from me. One other click, nothing is impossible for those who believe. So thank you for sharing the slide, Kalidia. So this is my journey, and just want again to highlight, if you ever feel like you think you don't deserve, you think you cannot do it, just remember, pray and give thanks, because God is amazing. He created every one of us uniquely different, and He gave a lot of gifts, talent in ourselves. So give thanks, believe in yourself, and find a support system. And then the sky is the limit, and nothing is impossible for those who believe. So thank you. That will be my story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mbak May. Profound story, and we can tell that you share wholeheartedly with every one of us. So thank you. I'm sure it's inspiring and also powerful. It gives us strength that, you know, growing must carry, you know, pain as well. But of course, when we break through, then that's when you realize in reflection that, you know, it's all about the belief, and then having the support, and of course gratitude, lots of gratitude from everyone. So that allows us to grow and open. So thank you so much. how is everyone on this? I'm just gonna check the chat really quick before continue on to Christine and pass the mic. The sky is the limit. If you're inspired, thumbs up for Mak May. I saw that from Chris already. So inspiring from Aktif Fitrianingsi. Amazing, amazing story. Thank you so much. Chris?
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. First of all, thank you, everybody, Lydia, Puri, thank you for inviting me here. I'm very honored to be here today. And I wanted just to say a bit about my background first, and then I will tell a story about, just to give you a little bit of context for me. I did a little drawing, which maybe we can show my journey quite quickly. So is it possible, Lydia, please? Thank you. So, and my journey starts in London. So I'm a Londoner, and I already mentioned my wonderful dad and his influence on me. When I finished my degree in geography at University of London, we did up an old 1948 bus, and it cost £60, and we drove it to India, and with 8 friends and my husband Steve. We ended up in Perth in Western Australia, and I became a geography and media teacher in high schools. And I did this for some years, but then I wanted to move on. So I moved to working with long-term unemployed youth. And this was my first development into the community work and the participation. Although I had taken my geography students out of the classroom at every opportunity, because I drove the bus and took them outside the classroom. We went to Hong Kong. I worked there for 2 years and used participatory processes with Chinese students, and proved that there was a lot of noise and a lot of things that they wanted to say, and broke some barriers and perceptions of some of the English lecturers. I worked as a consultant with the Australian Institute of Management, just in business, but then I joined a university and I called myself a pracademic, a practical academic, okay? And then I wrote some books. Amazing, because when I presented my book to my mum, she said to me, Chris, I can't believe it, because you failed English when you were at school. Mums sometimes don't always say the right thing, but I want to say that because my English and my spelling is not very good. So I would like to thank all the people that proofread my work. I've worked as a development consultant since about 2000 in Asia, Africa, and the Pacific, which I love, because the thread through my background is a love of cultures from when I was a little girl, and my love of travel. And I'm so pleased that we can travel through Zoom at the moment, because we cannot move around so much. The other side of me is that I play a number of musical instruments, and I love to dance and do English traditional dancing, which I hope to show you a COVID hey dance at the end of the session for anybody who would like to join in and learn a dance. So thank you, that's my background. But now I come back to my story. So let's take away this slide and maybe I can tell you a critical incident, an incident which I called a circle process, used to convey that we do care. So the context for this story, I do workshops at the universities here on helping international students who come to Australia manage the cultural transition on arrival, but more importantly, managing cultural transitions and change projects on their return back to Asia, Africa, and the Pacific, because we know this is the most difficult according to the research. So a couple of years ago, in a workshop with international students, there were students from Asia, Africa, the Pacific, and they didn't all know each other that well. They had contacted each other a bit, but they were from different schools in the university. And the beginning was very joyful, what they were looking forward to, going home, the food, their families. And then we looked at what they're not looking forward to. And also I had to remind them that things may not be the same when you go home. And there may be some changes at work or in the family. And maybe there are some people who won't be there compared to when you left. So there may be some loss or grief. At morning tea, a student from Pakistan came up to me. Let's call him Azim. And he confided in me quietly. He said, you know, Chris, some months ago, a suicide bomber let off bombs in my home city of Ketika. And he said, I received, on my mobile phone as it happened, the text messages of horror from my family and friends. And he said, I was so shocked. And it seemed like here people couldn't understand. And I was so shocked. And, the media in Australia as well, they didn't seem to take much notice of this. It was just another quick story. And can you imagine, as a facilitator, I was deeply shocked, and I felt guilty because maybe the people around had not reacted enough, and the Australian media, and what could I do to help him, because he was going to carry this hurt back home to Pakistan. And I couldn't take away the hurt, but what could we do with this deep grief? So I said to him, Azim, maybe would it be possible for you to share the story, please, with the group? And maybe they can listen. Is that okay? And he said, yeah, all right. So I said, maybe at the end of the morning, we will set aside some time. So I had to go to the toilet now to do some quick thinking, because in a workshop, I find the toilet is a very good place to get a little bit of space, because if there's everybody around you, they're all talking at you, but you can go and sit in the toilet. So I go and sit on the toilet, right? And I'm thinking, okay, what to do? So there is I know many people in Perth who are Quakers. So I just have to set aside the story to explain the term Quaker. Quakers are a religious group who broke away from Christianity in the 17th century because they did not like the hierarchy of the priests and the domination, and they wanted to make a more equal, egalitarian group. And they have worked in human rights and prisons. They refuse to fight. They do a lot of participatory work. And one thing I learned from the Quaker meetings was their circles. So if you can imagine a circle, they say when they meet that they wait for people to speak. They say that their God, whoever God you have, is in us and will help you to speak through that spirit. So at the end of the morning, I explained to the students that we would have a Quaker circle. I invited them. Would you like to participate in this circle activity, whereby you only have to speak if you are drawn by the spirit within you? If you wish to stay silent, that's okay too. Just sit with the process and speak if you are drawn to speak. And I indicated to them that Azim had a story to tell. So we joined in the circle, and there was a very change of atmosphere, big change of atmosphere. We focused on Azim, and he told his story. And there was a very strange feeling in the room. And then I invited people to react. They were so genuine. When they spoke, they came out with remarkable feelings, and like me, horrified that he didn't feel more support. And one student said, maybe we can combine to make a poster and we can put all our good wishes on it. And another student said, maybe we can take a photo of all of us together with Azim, and he can send it to his friends and his family in Pakistan, in Ketika. So we did. At the end of the storytelling, they were drawing, and we regrouped for a photograph, which perhaps we can show you on screen now, please. Have you got the picture, please, Khalidia? Thank you. Okay, so you can see Azim, myself, we were obviously very serious by this time. And there was in different languages, and he texted this to his family and friends. And later during the workshop, he was receiving texts back, and he was showing us on his mobile phone that people in Pakistan were responding so positively that we sent these messages. And there was a shift also in Azim. If we look at the next slide, we were doing action role plays. You can see him there with us. We were doing an interactive story, and he was very joyful and he had lifted. And if we go to the next picture, I think you can see the end of the workshop. He's there on the top right-hand corner, very different in his facial expressions. And in fact, at the end of the workshop, the students were very strongly connected. And as they left the room, there was quite a lot of passion and feeling. And they said it was, some in their evaluation said it was the most moving and the most powerful workshop they had been on, and because of the engagement so strongly in the human emotions, the feelings. So I realized sometimes it's difficult, you know, to change direction. It may not be possible for some in some cultures or organizations to do this. It is a risk. It was a risk for me, and I had to trust that the students would say the right things. And it was a risk for Azim to divulge his story to us, a story of very deep hurt. So I guess in that sense, it was a story of trust in people and a process. So, and I guess in our planning for this, if we show the next picture, please, we now, I think as global facilitators, you know, we're all in these big changes together in the center. We are facilitating in COVID transition time on the top left for all of us. So we are going to be having participants in workshops online or face-to-face that have suffered. We are facilitating climate emergency, and everywhere, the floods, the fires, the big problems we've been having. There's going to be differences in our participants. The bottom right, the ecological emergency, what is happening to our environment. Again, we're all in this together. And I guess the bottom left is now what I think we're all exploring and helping each other. We're facilitating a new cultures of connection online, new ways of communicating as people. And it's a real roller coaster, isn't it? Because the technology lets us down, or we forget the mute button, or we're doing all of this. But I'm amazed at the collaboration that's going on between both facilitators and all the technical people, thank you, behind the scenes that are doing this today, and us as facilitators of process. So I guess just the last slide shows a diagram. Thank you. A picture of a living frame of facilitation. And if you look in, you can see the facilitator on the boat, and the boat is going to different places. And there is a rainbow with lots of things happening. But just focusing on my story and also May's story, we were talking about serendipity. Can you see the star in the sky? In the middle to the right, yeah. And in English, serendipity means unexpected surprises. It actually means positive ones, but surprises by accident. But we've also got the lightning above. Can you see external influences? The lightning bolt, top right corner, top right. Yeah, and the shadow side. So we're dealing with the external influences beyond our control that we may not know what is happening. So it might strike like lightning to us in a meeting, in a workshop. And on the top left is the sun with the facilitator training and learning experiences and the different ways of learning. So I just wanted to end on that to sort of give a little bit of context for the story. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. It's so beautifully seamed from your personal journey and shifting the spotlight, I guess, to the wonderful, wonderful stories of the Circle of Trust conducted by your students and yourself, of course. And I think my takeaway from this story is about opening yourself to embrace. So imagine sometimes in a classroom setting, right? We have the seats all lined up very perfectly, and the teacher or the educator stands in the front. But then in a circle, everyone is all one and the same, and there's a sense of equity in there as well. And especially very powerful when you are also sitting down or having your feet on the ground to feel the grounded. And as you go through the process, we can experience the sense and the energy from everyone participating in the circle as well. So thank you so much. It's really powerful message to open yourself up and to embrace, because how can we embrace someone if we cannot, you got to start opening first to be able to get that action. So thank you so much. I'd like to also invite our participants. Hello, are we all still there? I'm reading the chat here. And well, Mel, I'm going to put you on the spotlight, pin to your screen as well. So I'd like to invite everyone to go on Mentimeter. I trust that everyone is familiar with Mentimeter. Kak Lydia, do you want to share the Mentimeter presentation? So grab your phone or type in, open a browser and go to menti.com. And okay, are we there, Kak Lid? So what I would like us to share here is what strikes you the most from the master story. If you can share on the Menti so everyone can observe. You go to menti.com on the phone or on your browser on laptop and type in the code 607543 and 6. There you go. Thank you, Kanina. It's on the chat box as well. And while waiting for everyone to enter in, we'd like to see that.
Puri, do I have to do this as well?
Yes, of course. You are listening to Meiliana.
I'm trying to do this. Sorry. I just get some help. I just get some
help. So we have 2 submitting, waiting for more people to come in.
Today we have 42, including us. Participants
42 in total. That's a great number. Believe in yourself, circle of trust.
So I presume I just do it on the browser. Just ignore the test one because that's just testing. Ignore the test.
That empathy.
It's
Embrace.
just, we're testing.
Trusting the students. Trust in people and process. Open yourself to embrace. Empathy, never limit yourself. Being part of the story. Being humble. Keep it coming, people. Thank you so much. We have 11 typing in right now. And I would like to also invite our active participants. If you have any questions or remarks for our masters, you can type in on the chat box, or you should have the link to the form, right, Kak Lydia?
Yes.
To the Google Sheet. You
Yes,
can
there is
also
one
type in there.
from Kak Fitri. Perhaps you can call her. She has one question already
Okay.
typed in.
Thank you. 18, trust, confidence, silent. I like that. Is anyone who just typed silent can show your hand? Who was that? Sorry, I heard someone laughing. Was that you? If you can elaborate, that would be great. Kalau bersedia.
Kak Dini.
Kak
Kak
Dini?
Dini raised hand, yes.
Yes, go ahead. Mana Kak Dini hilang lagi? Oh, there we go. Atau kepencet tadi raise hand-nya? Okay, so on this Menti board or presentation, the biggest word cloud is in the middle is trust. I think it resonates from both Kak May's story and of course from Chris's story as well, is the trust in yourself and also trusting others. And what's really difficult is trusting the process, because you do not really have any control of the situation, right? Trusting others, you perhaps can, there are some criteria that you can check on the list, and checking yourself or trusting yourself, for sure, it's a great boundaries. But trusting the process, it's a total, nida, pasrah gitu ya. But there's also some certain of letting go in a way to allow new things to emerge as well. And I think it's magical process to be able to be part of that as well. So thank you so much. We have 23. Keep it coming. We'll have the Mentimeter receiving still, but I'd like to invite siapa tadi Kak Lydia yang ada pertanyaan? Kak Fitri ya?
Yes, Kak Fitri.
Hai Kak Fitri, aku cari videomu dulu.
Hai.
Kak Lydia, kalau ini bisa di take off dulu screen-nya, nanti kita show lagi. Thank you.
Sure.
Halo Kak Puri.
Ini dia, hai.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I have put my question in the form, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask it myself here. Okay, I just want to know, in both Mbak May and Chris' view, what will be the biggest challenge for facilitators in the future? Thank you. That's it.
Wonderful question. Who would like to respond first?
May?
Tossing the ball.
The biggest challenge in the future for facilitators, that's a big one. I think I was indicating the changes happening in the world at the moment on the diagram. And for me, it's that we're going to have to deal with more and more interactive work on things like Zoom. And those mediums are difficult if you are working with feelings, because if something triggers some deep hurt, I asked the organizers of this meeting today, I was afraid in case some of you who are watching have had some trauma that my story might trigger. So I guess my concern of the biggest thing that we will face is if someone is online and then they disappear and we've got no way of communicating with them or knowing what is happening for them. So I think that is my answer. May, help me out, please, because it's a big question.
Yeah, it is. It is a big question. And yeah, thank you, Christine. Agree with you on that part. And yeah, about the feeling, yeah. And I think Fitri, I also, of course, practical side, another things that will be a problem going forward, especially in this COVID situation, if it still continue like this, meaning that we only can do the virtual facilitation. So as you know, in the virtual facilitation, internet connection, that's number one problem, I believe. But I would also like to highlight on the opportunity, Fitri. What I found, during this COVID and all this virtual thing, there's an opportunity. So when we facilitate, the participant is not coming from one country. Yeah. So right now you have Chris, you have all of you, and perhaps some of you also in another country. And so there's a global facilitation. So I think there's another opportunity to look at it, not only from the way of the problem, but then let's take also the opportunity on this side. So hopefully that helps, Sweetie.
Yes, Kame, I just want to add.
Yes, please.
I think someone is from London dialing in. Hello, hello.
Ada Kak Aileen ya?
Yeah.
Yes, hi, Kak Aileen.
Hi, London.
Hello, everyone. It's very early here, so but very happy to be joining. Hello, Kak May. Hello, Christine.
Hi, Bu Aileen.
Hello, Kak
Happy to
Puri.
see you again. Hi. So, Kak Fitri, apakah cukup terpuaskan atau pengen tanya lagi apa sih maksudnya gitu? You here have the floor. If you're happy with it, we'll continue with other questions.
I think that's more than enough. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kak Fitri. Kita juga ada pertanyaan dari YouTube. We have a question from YouTube. It's from Pak Diala. How to trust, hold on a second. How to trust in vulnerable situation.
How to trust.
That could actually mean two things. When you are putting yourself in a vulnerable situation, or when you are, when you are making yourself to a vulnerable situation or introducing yourself to a vulnerable situation, or when the situation is already vulnerable, and how do you hold that space and allow trust to emerge?
Okay, yeah, so
Mike?
Yes.
Mbak May.
Yeah, that's right. So I think number one that we need to acknowledge is that being a facilitator, we are in the position that we are being vulnerable, right? And especially why? Because we are out there and we are showing this is the truth, and this is me, and we just being there and be genuine and then just focus on the participant. I think that's also part of being a facilitator. We need to be ready to be vulnerable. And a lot of time when we share something, and we also need to share our part of the story, when we fail and when we stumbling. So yeah, all that kind of things. I think number one, as a facilitator, we need to embrace that vulnerability. Yeah. So on the second part, what if the situation is already vulnerable, and talking about emotion, right? So if in the session, if we can see that the participant are, some of them maybe like what Chris has shared, some of them feel hurt or feel angry. So that's where we need to be really careful on how we facilitate the session, and just go with the instinct, because there will be a time if that happen, that will be the best time to continue the process. But there also a time if that happen and the participants are not ready to open up to face their emotions. So that's where we also need to adjust, and we said, you know what, It's okay. We allow a space. For those of you who want to continue, let's continue with the journey, because at the end, we are going to face a lot of time to reflect deeper and face our own evil, perhaps, in that process. But for those who has not ready to face that, to go deeper into yourself, it's okay. So I think we need to allow that space for them to choose as well in the vulnerable situation. So hope this helped. Chris, look forward to listen from you.
Thank you, May. That's also just adding on. I agree with everything you just said. I think also it helps. I mean, facilitators, we are putting ourselves out there into very vulnerable situations, and in organizations or countries or things that are happening. And I notice you have, all of you, different experiences. We've all got our inner fears, haven't we? Let's face it, we've got this fear of things going wrong. So I think it's useful to identify them and catastrophize in our minds. What would you do if? So for example, when I was teaching geography in a boys' high school, the boys were a lot taller than me, and they would be fighting at lunchtime. And I'm 5 foot tall. So I would have to go up and, you know, sort of pretend to be very big. And I would go up and just go, stop it. And I would just stood there to command them to stop. So I had a big fear of violence and what would happen if they did not stop. Even such that I one night did that in the middle of the night. I gave my husband a heart attack. I had a dream and I woke up and I said, stop it. And he, Anyway, so I think catastrophizing. And I think the other, we mentioned trusting yourself and the group, and it's difficult. I've had a situation in a group where I sensed something was wrong. They arrived for a workshop called the Organized Manager, which is quite hilarious when you look at the state of my office. It's not that organized. But they arrived and were very grumpy. You know, that the organization had sent, you know, their managers, 20 of them, from one organization. When they arrived, they were, hello, good morning. And I did my welcome everybody. It's lovely to see you here today. This is the purpose of the workshop. And I looked round and I could not read the group. I couldn't read what was happening. And I just had to just stop. And I just said, look, I'm really sorry, but I'm not sure what's going on. Can you please tell me? Because I hadn't been briefed by the organization that there had been a change, even though I had been in contact with them the day before. Anyway, the participants said, look, Chris, the organization is reorganizing, restructuring. We don't know if we'll have a job next week, let alone whether we'll be more organized or not. So at least then we call it the elephant in the room. Do you call it that in Indonesia? Yeah, the elephant in the room is the unknown. The elephant was now in the room. So then I changed tack. I said, can we just spend some time on managing transitions? Which was lucky because I had learned a lot about that working with unemployed youth and the transition from long-term unemployment to work. So I'd done a lot of research on that. So we stopped for an hour and a half and dealt with the situation. Yeah. So I guess it's taking the opportunity and to show our vulnerability and then to wait and see what the participants tell us, because often they help us out. Not always, but mostly.
Thank you. That's really helpful. I think mengasah tuh apa ya? Sharpening that sense, I guess, would be a crucial thing, because a lot of things we, especially through virtual, right? We are engaging through this screen, just a box flat lagi udah gitu. So just trying to grasp of where everyone is and what everyone is and how everyone is. I think it takes practice and, of course, opening up yourself to a more vulnerable situation a lot of times. So apa ya tadi? We have a few questions as well from YouTube and also a few on YouTube. But I'd like to invite the active participants. Does everybody wants to
Puri, I see Dini raise her hand.
Okay, Mbak Dini, hi.
Ya, hai, sorry tadi lost connection.
Pantesan dicari-cari.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
have a question. How we can to control our emotional and energy for the long session or all day session. As I know, as a facilitator, we as a center of energy.
Very good question. How do we manage our own emotional well-being during the session? Who's gonna catch the mic?
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, for me, how do I manage my own emotion? I think in the morning, definitely for me, what works for me is that, of course, praying and then giving thanks. That's number one. And number two is just to about focus on the participant. So I have to know, why am I even there? Why I'm there to facilitate the session? What are the goals? So of course, most of the time, the goals will be helping the participant. It will become blessing for them. So I just said, okay, I need to become blessing for them. So I just focus on that. So, and yeah, I hope this helps. That's what works for me. Chris, you want to add?
Yeah, I think in terms of managing the angst, if students or participants in organizations if there's strong emotions, I ask them to work with drawings and flip charts, or I'm flip charting what is happening in the group right now. So I try to channel their emotions through my pen or their pens onto the paper. So it's a channeling of the energies rather than taking it in. Because if we take it in, then we cannot have strong feelings and think logically. We know the brain cannot deal with strong emotions and still stay thinking. Have you noticed this? When you get upset with your kids or families, you're trying to do this. So to channel onto paper, I think is very useful. You also mentioned managing energy in a long session. For me, I find I get energy from the group because I like meeting people. So when people have energy, I try to channel the positive energies within me. But I drink lots of water. I have a glass of Barocca. This is not wine, it's Barocca. You know, the tablets. Yeah, or a muesli bar. Because sometimes we don't get time to eat at lunch times. People are talking to us. So one thing I did find was having to drink plenty of water to just maintain our bodies, because we forget sometimes our own personal maintenance to keep us hydrated and energized. But I do have, the night before some workshops, I lose sleep, and because I'm waking up and processing in the middle of the night, and etc. So I don't know if it's difficult, isn't it? The energy factor to manage it.
Thank you. I'd like to invite anyone else from the active participants. If you have questions, just use the raise your hands or use the raise hands feature so we can notice you. Or I would like to take on what both of you have just shared. It's such a strong pull emotionally, and sometimes, and most of, maybe hopefully not, but sometimes it could also affect your physical and spiritual well-being as well. So there's a good question from, I think, Bu Emmy here. How do you keep falling in love with this profession and journey when it's all you do is like, all the time? So what keeps you going? What really inspires you to be on this journey?
Chris, are you on the mute?
Chris is handing over the mic to Mbak May, I think.
Sorry, I didn't see it. Okay, Chris, you want to start first?
Okay. What keeps us going? A wonderful support network. May, you mentioned that before. We have a group in Perth. We've been meeting for 15 years on the first Monday of the month. And it's a very interesting group. We meet face to face. We have met during COVID shutdown by Zoom. But this group is marvelous because we can literally tell from the heart our stories of concern or upset. And so within this group, I think it's been marvelous. I'd say that. Also, I keep a journal. So if there's hurt or angst, I write things down. And I have journal writing by, dictation with headphones. And I can spill my guts at night if I want to on this. What happened? And get it down quite quickly. So I think it's the support network from others, but there's journaling and writing things. And what have I learned? I use the ORID process, the focused conversation process a lot. Yeah. What about you, May?
Nice. So what keeps me going and what makes me fall in love with facilitation is because I think there's always something new in every session, something new that you learn, right? You meet different participants, not even the same participant, different topic or etc. So always be something new, and I think that's again, if you're facilitating the session, meaning you're fully present and you really dance at the moment, right? So I think that's what excites me the most. So it's never boring. Every session different, will give you different experience. So I think that's what excites me. And of course, again, meeting new people, become a blessing and grow together. Yeah, that's what keeps me going. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope it really inspires other people out there or our participants right now that it's okay to sometimes be stretched a little while or sometimes, but when you return back to your present self, you probably will not return, but actually grow. Instead of deforming yourself, but you actually reform yourself into a more beautiful being. So I'd like to invite our active participants. Otherwise, we'll have more questions actually coming in from YouTube. Bu Aileen, do you want to say something to Chris or Kak May? And then we have, who else? Kak Intan and Andreas. Feel free. This is your time to shine, man. If not that, I will tap on tadi ada satu question. Let me just scroll up. Taiba dari Kapuas. So relate to Christine's story. I'm trying to live the facilitation as a mom. How I infuse my parenting with the sense of facilitation. So perhaps Christine as mom yourself and teachers, you have more kids than others. And who else? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, just one thing to add. I know one family and they do facilitate the family process with 5 children, and every Sunday night they have a family meeting and they address with the children how are the family running. They have a meal together, what is happening in the family in terms of running around car lifts and pickups from the parents, by car, but also what are the children doing? And the children have their list of different activities they must perform. And they, at the family meeting, it is a facilitation. So to mums and dads out there, to coming together. How can we make this family run more smoothly, or what can we do in the following week to make things easier for us? So I think parents and teachers, you are parents, you're facilitating all the time, and with your partners as well as with your children.
And you cannot get out of that role ever.
No. You are in it for life.
For life. No other options. You cannot take, you can still take the bathroom breaks. May, do you want to say something about that?
Yeah, perhaps I would like to add on to the questions that asking how do you sustain your energy. So I think we need to also know that there are 4 types of energy, right? So all of them, I think we need to be balanced on that. So number 1 is your physical energy. So what I did, I had to ensure I have enough sleep before I go and facilitate. And then mental energy. And I think that's where you have your self-talk, right? And then you identify, where you're good at, where your strength. And then, just for me, myself, I need to ensure everything was well prepared and already ready to do the session. So mental energy, and then spiritual energy, of course. Yeah, that's where our source comes from. And emotional energy. I think that's one of the questions that asked, right? So yeah, just want to share, we need to be manage all this for energy, because it interrelates with each other. Thank you.
Thank you, May. Really interesting take on energy.
Sorry. So you said physical. Can you repeat again, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Or
so, physical energy, and then mental. I have strong mental, right? And then spiritual energy, and then emotional energy. And in my practice as a leadership facilitator, I also share this with the leaders. So it's not only about them managing this for energy for themselves, but also how they helping and support all their team members to also manage this for energy. Yeah. Hope that helps.
Thank you. It's a good addition to our notes. I think we took out a lot of insights this morning. It's a really wonderful breakfast for the thought. Oops, I just dropped my notes. Things happen. But I'd like to address a question actually from Kak June from YouTube. And it's not for us to answer, but I'd like to invite everyone here in the Zoom room to answer. She asked, what are the tools or activities or questions that can get in touch the deep heart of the participants in facilitation? Maybe just one quick sentence from May and from Chris. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have top of mind. So the method's called glad, sad, mad, scared. So again, diulang ya, glad, happy. So what actually in this, how to put it into context. So for example, you want to identify what's the participants feeling about something, about project or anything. So you will ask them. Usually I put 4 flip chart in each of the flip chart, different title. So number 1 is what makes you glad about the topic, the session, the project, etc. What makes you glad, and then what makes you sad, sedih, ya. And then glad, sad, mad, what that you mad. Apa ya kamu marah, kenapa ada apa yang bikin kamu marah gitu kan, atau bikin gergetan gitu. And then scared, apa yang membuat kamu takut gitu. Jadi 4 flip chart itu di different 4 corner, and then participant kalau ini lagi face to face dikasih post-it kan. So participant will get up a post-it and then they will just write down answer to that each of the question and then put it on the flip chart. So that's one of the way, the method to get the emotion out of them, and also but at the same time creating a safe space, because nobody knows who's writing what because they just put it. So I think that helps. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris?
Okay. Can you see
Cards.
the bears? Okay.
Yes.
Can you see the pictures? These are the bear cards from Innovative Resources. I can send a reference, but Innovative Resources have a big website, and I use these cards a lot because they have no language. So people interpret the pictures of the bears in their own way, their own terminology. And I find these very useful. You can get different types of pictures. You can get fishes with feelings, you can get stones, different packets. And I have used these with men in maximum security prisons with the Quakers when we've done conflict resolution. And the men related to these very well. We thought they might think and they just love the bet. They are very cute in a lot of ways. But I've used them in a lot of different cultures. And they were originally developed to help families, to help people talk with children because of domestic violence at home. But some of them are very happy, some of them are worried, so I can certainly recommend. It's called The Bears, and I can put it in the chat, the innovative resources, if you are interested. The other thing is using pictures of your own. The innovative resources have a lot. And these also, when people talk to it, there is a process, because when we're trying to express feelings, if we're looking at other people, it's a bit embarrassing. We look down or away. But if you are saying, oh, look, I'm feeling really happy about this, but, and tingly, and I'm talking to the picture rather than looking at you. So the dynamic is easier for some people to hold up the picture and talk to that. Okay.
Thank you. That's really useful tips, because noticing the power dynamics and how to transcend that and get the message across is sometimes also a challenge for facilitators as well. So having pictures and visuals to help you channel that as well, I think it's a really wonderful method. So on that note, I'd like to invite our participants as well to try on our another method for sure, to access your deep learning for today. So what I'll do, we came up with this, not just me or the organizers, we all co-created this. We call it a Tree of Life. Mbak Lydia, if you'd like to show very quickly. And I will share, the active participants, they already have the access to it, yeah? Am I correct? If not, I can share on chat if that's okay with everyone. So this is on Jamboard. And remember, during the storytelling, we talk about growth, we talk about circle of trust, we talk about support system, we talk about breaking boundaries that allows us to grow, to open up and embrace, and have grown or reformed ourselves into our better self. So on this conversation for the next 10 minutes, I'd like to invite everyone, if you can or if you like, to join us on Jamboard. Ini kita bisa share di sini ya, linknya ya Kak, atau gimana? We can either, this Jamboard is actually for the active participants.
Oh, okay.
But if we are comfortable, if everyone wants to join in, it's okay. We can do that too. Is it on here? So I will just share the link.
No, I have already shared it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can we go back to the Jamboard, Kak Lydia? Nah, there we go. So yeah, for the next 10 minutes, let's have a quick reflection on the stories that's been shared by the masters here, Mbak May and Chris, and of course with everyone who shared your voice and expressing your questions. I learned a lot from our session this morning. And so for a while, if you don't find your name on it, just click on that little triangle there or arrow, and then you can add on slides and have your own slide to work on. So I will also be working on this. So you will be able, if you are on Jamboard, you will be able to see everyone's working on it. So for the next 10 minutes, Kak Semi, perhaps you can share Oh, atau Mbak Lydia ya, karena Mbak Lydia is sharing screen.
So how do you want me to share some?
If we
paper.
can have a nice relax sing music.
Ah, okay.
The company. Otherwise, Kak Semi is ready for that too.
Sure.
Okay, shall I take the screen, Kak Lydia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Puri, do you need me to share the Jamboard too, or the audio only?
Audio only will be fine because everyone will be on Jamboard, right?
Okay, so I will not share the visual, only the audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I guess Mbak Puri, just to let anyone knows, the seat for everyone active participant has already been provided. So find your seat and fill all for your respective seat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kasemi. How is everyone doing? I saw really great things happening on Jamboard, still working on it. I'm just being mindful of the time. We're 5 minutes away for our scheduled time, but of course, usually at this time we feel like, nggak cukup waktunya, mau lagi, belum selesai, gitu kan. So, but thank you for your contribution today. You can always take up the Jamboard, do it at your own time. Take it as your own personal method or tool to reflect back and to coming back to it every time and time again, and to see where you have grown from, today. And thank you so much. Before we go, I'd like to invite Chris and Mbak May and just to have to leave us with your wisdom, maybe 1 or 2 sentences. But I'd like to share this one. This is from Mas Indra Zaka, so we can all reflect on our journey today. So Chris or Mbak May, would you like to reflect back on our journey this morning?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for Facilitator Network and all the team. I know you're doing a great job and a lot of hard work to prepare this station. So thank you so much for that. And if you ask me the message that I would like to share with the rest of the participant again, remember the 3 things. So connect with the Lord your Maker and just be grateful, and then believe in yourself. And last but not least, find the support system. And you will be successful. Sky is the limit.
Thank you, Mbak May. Chris?
Yeah, thank you, May. I just want to thank everybody today for their questions and insights. And I'm just amazed at the picture that has been drawn about our workshop today. So I'm still actually taking in the most beautiful graphic that I have seen after a workshop. So thank you. And it's the support systems, I think, that really keep you going. Look after your health, get exercise in the fresh air as well, and they always say make time to smell the roses, and it means going out into nature to see the trees and hear the birds, so that we can ground ourselves, because sometimes, you know, our work is quite stressful, or it can be quite hard on us. So I wish you all good luck, and I hope to see you some again, because I've learnt a lot today. So thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very, very pleased to have been part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Mbak May. Thank you, Facilitator Network. Wonderful opportunity and really amazing experience of learning and connecting. And I feel like we are bonded. And I hope we can all take this relationship elsewhere beyond this screen. So thank you, Kak Lydia. Over to you. Puri signing out.
Okay, Mbak Puri, thank you very much, everyone. It's very deep, you know, for me. I'm inhale and exhale. Today we have a lot of learnings. I just want to also remind everyone before we go, can you also fill the feedback form as usual? I have already typed in the chat. And while we're filling in the feedback form, this is the sessions for us also to invite the graphic recorder, Kak Putra and Kak Aina. And we have to thank Kak Jaka also. Yeah, Kak Jaka, thank you very much for the picture. So lovely. Can I invite Kak Putra, please? Can you share the graphic recording you have done?
Ya, Mbak Lydia, ini saya tunjukin gambarnya.
Yeah, just the picture, yes. Right.
Kemudian yang bantu menjelaskan, Mbak Rina nanti bisa bantu untuk menjelaskannya.
Or maybe we can have a help from Kak Puri.
Oke, boleh ke
atas sedikit, Mas.
There you go. Ini kita foto sekalian ya biar lucu soalnya. Wait. Okay, wow. So we have I don't have to explain, it's self-explanatory.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I will invite everyone to just observe the wonderful, wonderful visual that we have here.
Yes. That's very beautiful.
Amazing, amazing. If you like to share, you can always type in on the chat box what really stands out from the picture or the graphics right here.
Mbak, atau mau dijelasin pakai bahasa Indonesia?
Boleh. Jelasin pakai bahasa Indonesia. For the audience, Christine, she will explain in bahasa, even though he wrote it in English, but he will explain in bahasa. That's great. Yes, brief, Mas Putra, Kak Putra.
Ya, makasih Mbak. Di sini yang sesi kita kali ini adalah living the facilitation. Kemudian dari Mbak Meiliana. Mbak Meiliana ini di awal sudah menyampaikan bahwa dalam diri kita ini harus muncul dulu kepercayaannya, believe yourself. Jadi kepercayaan diri itu dari Mbak Meiliana ini muncul ketika pertama kali ikut conference di tahun 2016. Di situ menginspirasi bahwa fasilitator itu ternyata hebat ya. Kemudian dalam perjalanannya di sini Mbak Meiliana ini menemukan support system. Jadi masing-masing dari fasilitator itu nanti akan menemukan support sistemnya masing-masing untuk menghadapi tantangan fasilitator di lapangan. Kemudian di setiap sesi, di setiap fasilitator di pekerjaan manapun selalu memberikan sesuatu yang baru, something new in every session. Kemudian di sini kita baik sekali ketika bisa memanage 4 energi, yaitu spiritual, kemudian physical energy, kemudian mentality energy, kemudian emotional energy. Kemudian dari Mbak Christine, di sini yang paling diutamakan adalah di awal tadi sense energy, participant in circle. Jadi dalam lingkaran energi lingkaran di dalam fasilitasi ini dari para pesertanya itu sangat diperlukan untuk memaksimalkan fasilitasi di saat itu. Kemudian tantangan kedepannya adalah pekerjaan ini harus dengan feeling dan hati, karena saat ini prosesnya online ya, prosesnya seringnya online, jadi nggak tatap muka, sehingga get touch-nya itu belum tentu bisa sedapat ketika tatap muka. Kemudian global facilitation ini sangat berhubungan dengan citizenship. Jadi tadi ini sangat dijabarkan tadi dengan poin-poin di dalamnya. Kemudian di sini facilitation itu membantu untuk menumbuhkan siapapun, menumbuhkan karakter siapapun, kemajuan dari siapapun. Kemudian butuh juga untuk need development technical skills untuk untuk kebutuhan yang ada di zaman online ini, karena kan kendala-kendala teknis seperti jaringan internet, kemudian technical problem seperti Zoom meeting itu kan kadang tidak bisa terhindarkan. Dan yang terakhir, bisa menggunakan gambar, picture or visual untuk menumbuhkan, untuk mempercepat feeling prosesnya. Jadi karena tatap mukanya online, jadi harus dipancing menggunakan gambar. Seperti itu kurang lebih.
Kak Putra, terima kasih banyak ya.
Sama-sama, Mbak.
Oke, teman-teman, kita tepuk tangan dulu untuk kita semua hari ini yang sudah belajar, yang sudah dengan tulus hati, kami, Kak Christine, Kak Puri. Teman-teman, pesan ya untuk hari ini bagaimana rasanya, bagaimana pendapat teman-teman, tolong isi feedbacknya juga ini untuk perbaikan ke depan, sekiranya nanti ada lagi sesi. Dan harinya waktunya sudah officially close, tapi biasa kita suka extend 10 menit lagi sampai 12.15. Saya ingin undang Kak Christine, you said that there will be a dance as a closing.
Belum foto.
Belum foto ya. Belum foto, penting banget. Every day, every session is always different, as Kami said. Different participant, different energy, different emotion. Can we take a picture? Kak Semi mau bantu?
Siap. Oke. Teman-teman, kameranya.
Love.
Oke. Tolong dinyalakan kameranya. Oke, saya tunggu sebentar. Oke, saya mulai dari frame pertama ya. Oke. 1, 2. Oke, saya akan geser ke frame kedua.
Sekali lagi dong, Mas Ebi.
Oke, kita mulai dari frame pertama ya. Oke, 1, 2. Oke, frame kedua. 1, 2. Oke, sudah kali dia.
Sudah ya. Over to you, Kak Christine. You want to invite us to dance?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can we go back to the group picture? Is it possible for me? I'm trying to view everybody. Gallery view. I've got it now. Yeah. Okay. So to explain, with the COVID shutdown, we were not able to dance together to begin with, and then we decided to convert a traditional dance to show people the desirable behaviors during COVID, which we now have to do as normal. And so we converted a traditional English dance. These dances are called Morris dancing. They were the dances performed by people in villages, and we now still perform them today. If you like, we can show you the first bit of the video so you see us in our costumes. And this is called COVID Hay. The original dance was called Shepherd's Hay because it was the dance of the shepherds, the people looking after the sheep. So I would like to invite you to do the dance, but I'm wondering, Lydia, shall we look at the beginning of the video first and then do the dance?
Okay.
That's the idea.
Okay.
Okay. I tried to share the video.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So this is our team in Perth.
The sound?
Any sound?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, I forgot to check the sharing sound. Okay.
You can see our costumes are called tata coats. They're made of recycled strips of material with top hats and with feathers. And the feathers used to come from when the poor people would go to the Lord of the Manor's land and get rabbits and hares and to feed their families. So this is called Morris dancing.
Can you hear the sound?
Yes.
Okay.
Social distancing. Chorus, 3, 4, back, back, clap, clap, clap. 1, 2, 3, 4, back, back, clap, clap, clap. Hand washing, back, under, clap, under, back, front, back. Hand wash, hand washing, clap, clap. You get the idea? Okay.
We should demonstrate because there is some slow moving lagging.
Yeah, it's a bit slow. Let's do it together, okay?
All right.
All right. So if we get some space in the room, okay. All right. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So to begin with, what I would like you to do is move your arms like this, please. Okay. Very nice. I can see you're doing it. Okay. And the other movement that you have to do is clap, clap, clap. So it's clap, 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 clap. Excellent. Okay. I'll just change the view so I can see you all. All right. There's lots of people having a go. It's lovely. So we've got the arm movements and it's just simple stepping. So it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and clap, clap, clap. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2, clap, clap, clap. Okay, that's the chorus. Then we have la, la, so COVID spacing, la, 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 hand, under, in front, behind. Okay, so that's the COVID spacing. Then we do the chorus again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and clap, clap, clap. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and clap, clap, clap. Very good. Then we do hand washing. La, 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 la. Now it's clap, under, to my foot, in front, behind, in front. We'll try that again. clap under your right leg. You see my right leg? Clap, left leg, clap in front, clap behind, clap in front. Very good. Okay. So the next one we do is cough, 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 clap under, etc. Okay. And then we can do, we'll just maybe try maybe 3 things. Is that okay? So are you ready? We'll do the dance together. All right. This is a first. We've never done a Morris dance with Indonesia and Australia at the same time. So we will be in the Guinness Book of Records. Okay. So we will start off. I will count to 4 and then we will do the 4 steps forward, 2 back and clap, clap, clap. Is everybody okay with that? Yes? Can you? Yes? Okay. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and clap, clap, clap. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and clap, clap, clap. COVID spacing. La, 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 la. Clap, under, in front, behind, in front. La, 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 la. Clap, under, in front, behind, in front. Chorus. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and clap, clap, clap. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and clap, clap, clap. Wash, 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 wash. Clap, under, in front, behind, in front. Wash, 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 wash. Clap, under, in front, behind, in front. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and clap, clap, clap. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and clap, clap, clap. Cough. Clap, under, in front, behind, in front. Clap, under, in front, behind. Finish with a big circle. Woo! And please give yourselves a big clap. Yay! Okay, so we know that with COVID during shutdown we have to get more exercise.
Oh.
Yeah, we know there are mums and dads out there with your children. I can still see some people going, yes, I can see you. Take a breath. It's good exercise, yeah, and a drink. So it has all the different, we did the COVID spacing, the washing, the cough, the elbow. The last movement actually is kissing. And at the end of the YouTube, we take off the masks and we hold them in the air. But I would love to hear your feedback, please. What did you think of that? I know we're going to extra time, but please, your feedback will be welcomed.
I think it's so much fun, Chris, and also a good exercise to teach the little children as well, yeah? What they need to do.
Yeah. And I do it in workshops also for energizing. Anybody else?
So, Chris, this might be interesting to try to do it with, because, you know, my son is 7 and he's starting school, just started school, like proper school, like grade 1, right? But to introduce this kind of activity to his online classes, usually they do like 3 hours and then a break and then another 3 hours or something like that. But my son only has 2 hours. But then it's also a lot for such a young kids, right? And to introduce this kind of exercises and also engaging, I think it's wonderful. And just thinking out loud, kode-kode ke teman-teman FN, get your, mungkin ada teman-teman yang di guru atau di edukasi, perhaps we can invite
Dan mungkin nggak harus, it doesn't have to be in the form of Morris dance perhaps, but try to adapt another local kayak I don't know gitu ya, yang some kids have already known the rhythm, the songs and the words perhaps, so they can sing along with that. I think it's really important.
Yeah, I think that's the major point. Is if you have a traditional dance in Indonesia or a song, that you can get the participants to change the wording. I know in Vietnam, young people, they made a very good YouTube using rap dancing, again, showing about the proper hand washing. And because of this, it went viral. I would love this video to go viral too. I mean, if you want to, please put lots of likes on it, because we would like to get more people looking at it. But I know they said that in Vietnam, they did stop some of the spread, partly because they were doing rap dancing and the teenagers took it on board. So I think there's both using traditional songs and dancing and adapting it with your own words and your own ideas is the key here.
True.
Thank you,
just on that note, besok sebenarnya ada sesi juga, but it's a different session. And Christine has been part of also in this discussion, how to infuse arts and culture in facilitation. But let's another time, another session.
All right. Okay, so we are reaching at the end of the sessions 4 and also the whole sessions in MasterClass 2020. Everyone in the room, your feedback to the sessions is highly appreciated for us also to improve in the future should a similar session will be held. We will be waiting for your feedback, please. I have already typed it in the chat. We, on behalf of the team from Volunteer, would like to extend our gratitude and thank you very much to all the masters and hosts, especially for today masters, Kak Christine, Kak May, and Kak Puri, for making these sessions lively and really fruitful for us, filling the basket with all the fruits from today, and we are going to grow the tree, the knowledge we will share again, and also growing ourselves. Thank you very much, Kak Puri, for the activity and that growing self. And I would like to thank all volunteers for your patience. We will be meeting again in the closing day on the 28th of October. So mark your calendar and we will meet again. Thank you very much. See you again. Sampai ketemu. Sampai jumpa. Kak Christine, thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hogan.
Keren Kak Puri.
Terima kasih semuanya. Keren banget.
Kak May, Kak Puri.
Terima kasih Kak Puri, Kak May.
Thank you, Kailin. I know it's very early in the morning, but you're up. That is great. Oh.
Pak Indra, keren banget karyanya.
Yes.
Keren banget. Terima kasih juga.
Nama sayangnya Kak Zaka ternyata.
Oh, Kak Zaka. Baiklah, salam kenal Kak Zaka. Keren banget.
Yes, keren banget.
Mas Zaka boleh dibagiin nggak tadi gambarnya untuk teman-teman di FM?
Dengan senang hati, Mbak.
Sama kali dia ya nanti ya.
Ya, nanti aku bagi-bagi sama teman-teman semua.
Ini ada sedikit update
di kelihatan.
Tambahin.
Iya.
Tambahin dancingnya ya.
Ya, betul.
Dancing to have fun gitu.
I think that's a good dance, you know. It's really.
Ya, bisa ganti pocong-pocong ya Kak Puri ya.
Oh iya, sama yang apa sih yang ke kanan? Cuman yang lebih harus yang lebih ke atas ya. Kalau pocong-pocong kaki kan.
Gitu lagu. Lagunya Kak Sam itu.
So Chris, we actually have a really popular line dance from Sulawesi, and there are also apa sih namanya yang
Momere. Ya, itu tangan lebih banyak bergerak ya. Kalau pocong-pocong
di Flores. Line dance, then I think maybe next time. Yes, join the session. Kanina will lead.
Yeah, please. I look forward. You must teach me your dance, okay? Next time.
Oh, Kak Semi mau sharing.
Sharing pocong-pocongnya Kak Semi.
Videonya mau merah.
Ayo, Kak Semi. Semi sekalian instruksi juga kali.
So Lydia, did you want to talk afterwards or?